This is Doug, and welcome to the Practicing Accountant Podcast. Today's topic is why fewer clients could be your secret weapon to having a better experience for your firm, for your clients, and for your future. We hope you enjoy this episode. I like the countdown. The countdown's cool. It's a cool function of this little recording thing.
That is nice. So you actually know when we're on recording live.
It's kind of like, in the movies, they're always like, 5, 4.
Yep.
That's us. Fancy
That is
studio
us.
here. We're here in the Practicing Accountant Studios.
Live from Denver, Colorado.
Live from Denver, Colorado. There's a cool show out now. It's I think it's called Saturday Night, and it talks about the origins of Saturday Night Live, and it goes back to like when they first brought in the original cast, like Dan Aykroyd and Belushi and Chevy and Gilda and all that whole crew. When I have more time, that'll be something I want to carve a little bit out to watch that.
What streaming service is that one on?
Yeah, that I don't know. I'd have to.
One of them.
Yeah. How many streaming services are you currently signed up for?
Oh man, football season pisses me off because you have to have Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have Prime for Thursday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Hulu for the rest of the games, Hulu Live for the rest of them. And then I have Netflix. I always have Netflix, but now they have ads on Netflix, which it's like, that was kind of the whole reason I watched Netflix.
Hang on a second. I didn't sign up. I paid this money so that there were no ads, and there were no ads. Yep. And all of a sudden, there's ads, and I'm still paying the same price. What happened? Well, you know what's going to happen. It's plus, right?
Yep.
You got to get the plus version. You can't just get the plus. I mean, let's see. I've got Apple, Hulu, ESPN, Disney, Netflix. Did I already say Hulu? Maybe I already said Hulu. Paramount.
Yeah.
So I've got at least 6.
Yeah.
So, call that $50 a month on top of the cable bill that I already pay for, which you don't have cable, right?
Right. Yeah. I'm all streaming.
See, that's where I should wake up on that one and just dump the cable. But my wife loves and Discovery. That's another one because she likes the ID and the murder mysteries and, someone gets killed and, oh my God, it's the husband. That's weird. And then they spend an hour talking about how they figured
if you get Hulu Live, you can get all that stuff. You get pretty much everything that you would get on cable on Hulu Live. But then they just jacked the price from like $79 to $95 a month.
Oh crap!
For the live, yeah. It's where the streaming thing was amazing, and now it's just cable with extra steps and more expensive.
And passwords. Dear Lord, I have a spreadsheet. This wasn't an original idea. I got to get credit where it was due, and a buddy of mine taught me this. But I have a spreadsheet on my hard drive called Kenny, Kenny, and it's got all my logins. So it's my Kenny logins.
And now the entire world knows how to.
If you get a hold of my hard drive, just look for that file. And actually, I probably should disconnect my computer right now. Someone's probably hacking in right now to grab it. But yeah, it's got, but you have to keep track of all these passwords. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I have LastPass for that one, which is kind of nice because then it'll fill in the password for me on any device that I'm in.
I don't trust that. I don't trust that.
Yeah.
And the fill in your credit card thing too. I don't trust that either.
I don't do that one.
No, they keeps asking every time I buy something. Like, do you want me to add this? I'm like, no, stop asking. I said no. I don't want you to have that. That's mine.
Yep. No.
Okay. All right. Anyway. I feel like I've vented enough for.
It's been a long week.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been a long week for a lot of our. Well, I know I don't necessarily need to date this, but there's deadlines going on. There's always a deadline going on. So I don't even know why I even call it out. There's always a deadline. I'm sure that a lot of our listeners, hopefully we have listeners, are tired and recuperating from another deadline and preparing for another deadline and enjoying those few days between where they don't have to respond to every email and phone call and request that is required of them. Get some recouping time.
Yeah, this is the last push before the the October 1040 deadline.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you can get through that and then get off the hamster wheel, the famous hamster wheel that we like to talk about, which should be our logo.
Yeah, right. That'd be a good logo. A little CPA hat on or something.
There you go. Yeah.
Or just a CPA with like a green visor running on that wheel.
Right. Yep. The old green visor.
I bet we could have AI do that for us in like 30 seconds.
That's true. We'll play with that.
Yeah, that's your homework, not mine.
Done. So yeah, speaking of hamster wheel, you probably have too many clients. That's my guess.
That's a likely symptom of most firms at this point is too many clients, not enough resources, not enough time, and not enough service. And I know you have, so I'm going to pretend like you haven't. Have you seen Jerry Maguire?
Yes.
Okay. And I know we've talked about that on this platform before, but that's going to be in relation to our topic today. But the whole concept of Jerry Maguire, Jerry, Tom Cruise goes to the hotel, has the epiphany of, creating this new way of service. Actually, hang on a second. All right, I found it.
You have the manifesto right there.
So I'll pick back up there. Well, yeah, I do. I have the manifesto. So Jerry Maguire stays in a hotel. He has this epiphany and realizes that he's not serving clients. And he writes, "The things we think and do not say, the future of our business." And in this, call it, I don't know, maybe this is 15 pages, maybe 20 pages. He writes a new business model for, in the movie, it's sports agency. So they serve all these athletes and, take care of their contracts and get them higher stuff, more money. But they never really serve any of them. They never really know them. They never really take care of them. They just make a ton of money off of them. And it's just kind of it's a must have, the athlete must have an agent and agent must have an athlete. And so they just live in this existence. But he wrote this manifesto. It said, fewer clients, more attention, more service. And then he gets fired, right? Like he gets out there and he shows it and everyone's clapping like, yeah, good job. And some guy's like, yeah, give him a day or a week. Yeah. And then, next thing you know, he's packing his cardboard box and he gets fired because it's against the culture or against the norm of the firm that he's at. And so that's what he gets. And at the same time, at the end of the movie, he serves one client really well and turns into being his best client. And he makes more money than he probably would have ever made in the other one. Blah, blah, blah. So our question today, why fewer clients could be your secret weapon? Mm-hmm. And, which came first, client service or the client? That's a fun question, right? Well, I think it's more of the client. And I think client service models in firms are adjusted based on capacity. Mm-hmm. And I think the more clients that a firm gets, the less client service they receive. Yep. And to the point where, it's basically a transactional relationship. It's not a relationship at all. It's just compliance. It's just someone who does my taxes. I can't remember their name. I don't know if they have kids. I can't remember. I'd have to check the return to see if they've got dependents because I don't know this person. Right. Their birthday, I don't know it. I'm not saying that. I think the birthday thing's a cliche, like sending your clients birthday gifts and stuff. I think that's not the kind of service I'm talking about. I'm talking about helping them with their business, supporting them throughout the year, and not just when it has to matter, deadline time, right? But I think in a lot of firms, the client service isn't something that's sustained while they are growing. It's something that they sacrifice in order to grow. And for it, they feel like they're doing the right thing, right? Because they get more clients, like not serving as much. They've got more time to bring in more clients that they, serve like shit. Right. And I think that's the point is got a lot of clients that are getting shitty service. And the only thing stopping them from leaving is finding someone else, hearing about someone else's experience, going to the grocery store, bumping into their buddy and finding out that there's someone else that can serve them better. Like that's it. There's no strong tie because that relationship is purely transactional. Yep. So what to do? I think one thing to do, and this has been knocking around my brain for like a month, is like defining minimum client service. Like, what is the minimum amount of service that each one of our clients gets? Why is it important? Because it limits then how many clients we take in. Because if we take in more clients than we're able to serve at the minimum, then we're busting our model. But I think every client deserves a degree of client service and should receive that from their service provider.
Absolutely.
And I agree that there should be like tiers of client service. Like there's like the white glove service and the I don't know, the brown glove service and then the no glove service.
Right.
Right.
Didn't even wash your hand service.
Yeah. Haven't washed your hand in a week. I got a cold.
Yeah.
Service. But I think there should be intention around building tiers of service that you can do. But the point is this, like better service gets you better clients. Better service allows you to charge more than you otherwise are able. Better service brings in better lifetime client value, revenue value. Mm-hmm. Like if you're serving a client really well, they're going to stay with you longer. They're going to use you for more things. They're going to open their doors to more opportunities. They're going to refer you more work. The lifetime client value when you're providing good service is higher than when you're giving barely any service and they are just a phone call away from leaving you.
Yep. It creates a much stickier relationship than the transactional model, which gives you more pricing power. I love bringing everything back to pricing, and between that sticky relationship and just adding more value to their business or their life, that creates pricing power as well. So you have this ability to raise prices and have less clients because you aren't bogged down in a more commoditized transactional sort of business model.
So here's an example. So one of my favorite restaurants is called Steakhouse 10, and steakhouse and there's an individual that works there who's just an amazing host, waiter, individual that he's just very active in the experience. He doesn't overburden you with his presence, but he'll show up and give you a shot of something, or he'll show up and take a picture with you or give you a hug when you walk in. Like he just makes the experience better. Well, the other night, my wife and I were there for our anniversary and we had a great meal and we ordered a very expensive bottle of wine. And we also used the gift card that we had to kind of help decrease the amount of it because it was a lot. Mm-hmm. And it got time to pay and I paid and I left and we went home. And when I got home, I was like, oh, shit. Like I tipped him on the net amount, right, not the gross amount. And it was like $20 difference. Now, in a normal circumstance where I was getting okay service or regular service even, like I wouldn't think twice about it. But it's been 18 days since I've had that dinner, and this has been on my mind for 18 days. Like I'm going to have to get that $20 to him somehow. Why? Because of the relationship he's created with us and the service he provided us. Like I'm willing to do something for him that I would not do for anyone else in order to let him know I appreciated, the service he provided. Yep. And now that's a dinner. Like all he did was it created an evening for us. But what about when it's someone who's helping you build your business, right, or decrease your taxes, or help you provide for your family, or help you build the future you want? Like if you build that strong enough relationship, they're going to be thinking about you and what they can do to make some of those things right or make them better for you too. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I don't know if that analogy works or not, but that's what's in my head.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the other benefit to this is all of a sudden you've created a lifestyle firm instead of a 80-hour week firm. Sure. Now you can operate on half the clients or less than what you were before by providing a higher value service for less clients.
Well, think about the culture, right? I think about how the team shows up for that. Like if the team is getting brought into these amazing relationships with clients, like no one's walking around saying that I hate our clients and I hate him. He called. I don't want to talk to him. Like, I don't know, another email from this person. Like this sucks. And I hate that person. And I hate what I'm doing. And I hate, that's the culture of having more clients than you're able to serve well. Yep. But in an environment where, you have meetings about your clients and you know them by their first names and you know I'm not trying to create a family office here, but you know the relationship and you're able to speak about it and what ways can we help them? And you go home thinking about them, and how you can help them and what you can do to support them. I had a text message from a client right before we recorded this, and he's an amazing professional, and I would bend over backwards for him, and he asked for a quick call during the time you and I are talking right now, and I had to say no, and it killed me. Like I was just like, oh man, I would love to talk to you, I'd love to catch up, I'd love to hear what's going on, but I got to do this thing, and I got to record this thing, and it's got to be something I got to do. But I want to call him after this and check in on him. Like, I'm excited to get those texts. I'm excited that a client is willing to, reach out and say, hey, I want you to be a part of what I'm going through or talk to you about what's going on. Like that's the kind of relationship you want to have with your clients. It's, they're not waiting for you to call them to ask, where are the documents? And I can't find the evidence of this expense. And, I can't, whatever. Like, you would love to have your clients reach out to you and be like, hey, I want to check in with you. I want to talk about what's going on in my business. I want to share with you what I'm thinking about doing and get your input. Like, that's the kind of relationship that, to your point, is sticky, but also can be very fruitful.
Yeah, you bet. And
go ahead.
I was just going to say, to your point about the family office, that's why family offices make so much money, because they are so involved in that person's or that entity's life, that they can charge almost whatever they want to. So,
well, one of the biggest inconsistency, well, maybe it's not inconsistent. I don't know what the word is, but a big thing for an accounting firm, whether they do bookkeeping or virtual CFO or tax prep or whatever they do, is they want to cross-sell, right? They want to get into their clients, and then they want to sell them other things that they do. And they want to serve them in different ways that they can provide, and just give them the whole suite of services that they own, right? Well, if you're doing tax prep and you do a shitty job of serving them, what luck are you going to have to cross-sell to that person?
Right.
Like, none. Like, they're not going to say, yeah, let's do more. Like, they just want to do the bare minimum with you. And so that closes that door to cross-selling before, it was ever opened.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're serving, and I've got clients that have shared stories with me, like, we got in there with the bookkeeping. We did an amazing job. Next thing you know, they really wanted us to take a look at something else. And what do you know? They opened up another door for us. Next thing you know, we're their outsourced accounting solution. And there's nothing accounting and financial in that company that we don't contribute to in some form or fashion. And I've got 5 clients instead of 50.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds pretty good, right?
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. But that comes from service. And that comes from having enough clients that you can serve well and not more than so that you serve poorly.
Yep.
And
it comes
from
not just providing the service, but creating an experience for those clients.
Sure.
Like,
good work.
There is a way to make this experience of working with their clients enjoyable for them, to where it's not just a grudge purchase that they have to do every year because the government says so. You can make that a relationship, a valuable relationship to them that they might enjoy. Maybe not enjoy, that's a pretty strong word, but not hate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can start with not hate, and you can work towards enjoy.
Yeah.
I like that grudge purchase. That was good. So what do you do? If you're a firm, like, first of all, do you have a service model? Like, do you have expectations for service? And I've talked about 5-star client service here before, and I don't need to go through it again. But, taking the order, delivering the order, ascertaining satisfaction, collecting the check, offering dessert. That's the 5-star client service model. Do you even have a model? Mm-hmm. Is there something that you are holding yourself and your teams accountable to when you serve clients? Like, if you don't, like, that's step 1. Now, does that service model allow you to service all the clients you currently have? It may not. And if it doesn't, then either it's the wrong model or you have too many clients. And if the service comes before the client, then you need to start cultivating your client list so that you can allow for the level of service that you want to provide. That means firing clients, letting them go for no other reason than you can't serve them, which is great, right? Because when it comes to bringing on your next client, They're like, well, okay, can you work with me? And they're like, yeah, sure. Like, well, I just want to be able to send you something once a year and then see you again next year. And you're like, that's not how we do it here. What do you mean it's not how you do it here? Well, we have a relationship with our clients. We meet with them once a month. We go through the planning. We go through the return. We don't extend unless there's extenuating circumstances. We also include bookkeeping. We also include whatever we include. Like, we're a full service firm, and we want our clients to enjoy the breadth of our services, and that's how we work. So if you want that, come on board. If you don't, sorry.
Yep.
Well, that sounds expensive. It is. It is. And we treat it like it's expensive. We treat you like you're expensive. And we give you the respect and the service that you are due for your commitment to our firm, as well as our commitment to you. Like, there's some confidence in that, right? Like, that comes across like, ooh, geez, these guys aren't normal. Maybe I would pay twice as much just to work with them rather than the guy that I don't even know their names. I don't even know where their office is. I don't even know if they're in the same state or country.
Yep. It does require, this process requires a strong lead flow, though, because if you don't have people coming in the door at all, then you're not going to find many people that fit that new service model. So that's somewhat of a prerequisite to making this change.
There's, as I've talked, there's 4 ways to get clients. 1, networking. 2, having an audience. 3, outsourcing it, or 4, serving them.
Yeah.
And so this model fits into, client service as sales.
Sure.
Because if you're serving your client at the level that we're describing here right now, they're going to talk. They're going to be quick to give a referral. They're going to brag about you because of how different you are than what they've experienced before.
Right.
Excuse me. They're going to become your best source of business development. So you might need leads, but you can also count on your service producing leads that otherwise you wouldn't have had.
Great point. Yep.
So it works, in a couple of manners. So defining the model, taking a look at whether you're able to service your current client load with that model, making a decision on whether the model gets adjusted or clients get cut, and then enjoying it, like really putting some intention to it and accountability to it, like creating expectations from your team to serve in this way, holding them accountable if they don't. If they're not replying to a text from a client within 6 hours or whatever, that's not with our culture or our model, and enjoying that, because there's not 1,400 of them.
Right.
There's 50 of them, and they love you and you love them.
Yep. Absolutely.
You don't have to love them, but you know what I mean.
Sure. Yeah. not hate them.
Not hate them. not grudge whatever you said. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Yep. That's a big step to creating a firm that is more ideal and suits your lifestyle. Is you have to create that experience. Otherwise you are a commodity. And you're just totally transactional, and it's hard to raise prices in a transactional setting.
Oh, why would they? They can go down the street and get the same thing for less.
Yep. Awesome.
That's all I got.
Cool. Thanks, Doug.
All right. Cheers.
See ya.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Practicing Accountant Podcast. From it, I hope that you give some additional time and attention to how you're currently serving your clients, and consider what it would be like to have a level of service that creates better retention, more opportunities to serve, better relationships, and a firm that could be more sustainable towards the experience you'd prefer to have in your career. We hope you watch more episodes of this podcast. Please share and like, and look forward to new episodes of the Practicing Accountant Podcast. Thank you for watching.